Early when you go to graduate something really short through the sides, it's a piece of cake. Yeah, I know you like cake.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, so we've got that, yeah.
Cool. So guys, welcome back. This week we are focused on something a little bit longer. You know, the last 2 weeks we focused quite a lot on clipper work and more so maybe like fading. This week we wanted to focus on something a bit longer, and that tied in perfectly with the graduation day on our 1 week course last week. So you're gonna see one of my very good models, Cian. We basically wanted to work on some mid-length graduation, something that is very, very, very common and very, very, very practical in the salon at the moment. We wanted to kind of add, I suppose, a slightly different feel to it. That different feel came from the hair being really loose, a lot of disconnection from the fringe, and a lot of disconnection on the nape. So hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm sure you'll pick up a lot of information on a technical level from it as well.
Yeah, cool. So with my model today, guys, what we were focusing on is the whole idea of some shorter graduation. The aim of our haircut was to actually grow it into what we would term a mullet haircut. And the whole idea of this, guys, is that we want to maintain balance and shape in the overall trim while giving it a bit more strength. And you'll see that how we've done with essentially shattering the fringe at the front while maintaining the overall mullet feel of the haircut as we begin the growing out process. And this is something that clients really do struggle with when they come into the salon or the shops and they say, I want to grow my hair out, but I don't know how to do that. This is a really, really, really useful way and useful technique to really maintain a nice overall shape in somebody's haircut while they're growing it out. So really do check it out and tell me what you guys think.
Sweet. Guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, drop down to the links below if you want to buy any tools, check out myself and Patrick's Instagrams, or sign up to any of our courses. So what we're going to be talking about today is, I suppose, what is graduation, how do we use it, when do we use it, and like we've done with every other topic so far, what are the foundations that go into graduation? Okay, so what is the structure to it? Yeah. Just bring my fingers out a touch, so shape ends up something like that. Yeah. So just a small change, that's it. But the whole process and technique stays the exact same. If you're going for something mid-length, okay, like your hair on, right, where it's like mid-length graduation, practically the exact same. Okay, right at the sideburn, and this is going to be my deciding length. Now, I'm not taking much length off. This guy's Cian is enjoying the length of this hairstyle. We've actually been growing this out for quite some time, so we're not looking to take loads of length away. Right? We're just looking to create some shape in the length that's there. Yeah. First diagonal section. Okay. Now, if we look, guys, everything from here down is what? Flat. Yeah. So I don't need to think about any over direction, do I? The only place the head starts to round, if we look at the comb, is from there. Okay, so all the way until I hit that point on the head, I'm just going to be using my elevation because I'm not building any weight. So I'm lifting 1 into number 2. There's the guide. And I'm just creating a square cutting line here because I'm not building any weight. Work efficiently. Now, first section on the contour. So, first of all, I need to over direct. And I'm only over directing on the pieces that are on the contour, okay, which is there. So that piece is over directed. Once I move past the contour, I elevate and I'm actually stepping to the left. Clean guide every time, no guesswork. Okay, cutting fingertip to first knuckle. So that's where I only have tension. Then I'm gonna step left and I'm gonna pick up where I left off. Okay, there's the guide. Now I'm stepping. up here, and then boom. Now what you've done is you've just taken off all that beautiful graduation you've spent 20 minutes building, and the crown's flat. So again, what do you think this comes down to? Not understanding what? Head zones.
Hello.
So this is actually the crown, which is actually part of the back of the head, not the top of the head. So we've actually already graduated this. So there's no need to cut this again now. If anything, I'm just going to pull this right up to my layer. Okay, so there's section 1 on top. Okay. And I'm going to connect the longest piece there to my layer, look. Now we can see that I'm only taking off. Look how like little length is coming off from the top now because I've connected that properly, yeah? And all we're taking off is that. And that's all completely connected to this. Yeah? Guys, trust me, even that one little thing made a huge difference to my slick back when that is just massage it in, and I'll just go through the roots and through the sides, any of like the structural areas, you know what I mean, that I want to hold so the hair is not just collapsing as soon as we dry it, yeah? I'll just go from the roots through to the tips, okay? What I don't want to do is just rub it on top of the hair like that, okay? If I want the product to actually serve the hair, then the product needs to go from the roots through to the tips, because that's where the product is going to hold the hair, not on top. If I just plop the product on top, I'm actually doing the opposite. I'm weighing the hair down. Right, imagine if the root of the hair has no product, but then the tip of the hair has all the product. You've actually made the top of the hair heavier, which is going to drag it down. So make sure that you massage it in from the roots all the way through to the tips, and that's just the first piece of product. Blow dried back, yeah? But if I just leave that and kind of let that do its thing, actually what we get is a really kind of cool kind of 90s feel, yeah? I'm just trying to what Keane's after at the minute, he's looking for that. See how, look how dense that is, so much density, look, really thick. I'll just come in, I'll just point up that. Now of course I could thin this out with the thinners, couldn't I? And I do that sometimes. But why do you think I'd prefer to do it this way? Like, what's the main difference? Sits nicer. More control. More control. Guys, sorry, just lastly, a little bit of cream then on top of the rough stuff, yeah? So cream just adds moisture to the hair. Keane's hair is quite dry, quite heavy, so if anything it just needs a touch of moisture in there as well, just to kind of soften it, loosen it all up. But I tend to put like a bit of rough stuff in initially for some hold, okay, because the cream traditionally has not got any hold to it. It's just very light product. It's almost like a putty kind of, very light, there's no hold to it. If you were to just put the cream in, the hair would just collapse, you know.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get sectioned off, get started. I'm going to start off on the layer and obviously talk through that. It's good to recap everything that we've done with layering so far, yeah? And then we'll get started on our graduation. Not a massive amount to do in this haircut, which is the benefit, guys, of when we start cutting technically. You cut someone's hair with a layer, some graduation, some sort of taper or fade. 3 weeks later when they come back in, not that much work to do. Just to tidy up, yeah? Quick fade, shape up, easy peasy, all right? I'm going to get here we go, on the other side, index finger comes in to the front, mimics the hairline, okay, and falls right in line. Now, what did we say at the start, guys, so far as the fringe is concerned? We said it was a little bit out of line with the graduation. We say that. See the little band of weight I have here at the side? What you want is for the fringe to fall right in line with that. So look what I've done. I've taken a section right on into the graduation, and now I can match this to this. Because I can see where this is, and I can visually see what needs to come off here. So now I want to match this up to this. Alright, very, very simply. The clip goes on in, sections that on off. Comb the hairline down, and we're ready to cut. No elevation, we're going to cut it on the base, like so. Finger razor goes in, I'm going to shatter that line right on out there. Working from the centre all the way out to the left hand side.
Don't be afraid to go in close, guys, if you want to as well, yeah? If you can't see. Just don't get too close.
Don't get too close if you can. I'm a little bit nervous with that. Get our little clip. Okay, here we go. Grooming everything off to the side. Okay, that just helps me keep a much more balanced section. Taking the section nice and round. Okay, slightly curved in form. Here we have a little pop of colour. Dropping over section 1, numero uno. Come round to the front. And as opposed to cutting this on the base and maybe losing all that colour, what we want to do is elevate the section right on out. Okay, and drop the fingers right on down to match my guide in the middle. Fingers come in front of it to allow the finger razor on in, and we just lightly shatter. Now look how that colour just dropping out there, right on over that little baseline on the fringe. Once again, we follow the line on round. Find the side of the comb, guys. Again, what we call the micro elements. If I use the wide side of the comb, not as much tension. Look how the hair sags. Fine side of the comb gives me much more tension, much more control. There's my guide. Fingers come and fall out, right to where the finger razor was beforehand. And we follow the line on round. Now, I'm just going to let the hair just drop out very, very naturally and let it fall where it wants to fall. Now guys, everyone's hairline is generally round. So I keep on following this out square. Unfortunately, I want to have a little bit of a bulk of weight there in the corner. So what I need to do to ensure the fringe falls nice and flush with my graduation is, again, as Glenn is doing, stepping round, I am also stepping round or stepping left, which is something that you'll hear many, many times this afternoon. You're going to think you're at like a square dance fest. You're going to say step left so many times. Yeah? Not to worry. You should actually stand square. Here we go. Nice square cut line. Okay, lose a little. Pick up a little. Make sure the head is upright at all times, guys. Cut the line. I want to work square all the way into the back. Okay, just one section for me before we pass on, because we all know this at this stage.
There's no hassle, I'm not in a rush.
Yeah, that's section number 1. Okay, so just as a recap, there is section number 1. Nice and flush with the fringe. Okay, eyes on the root moving back to section number 1 like so. Bring it on up. Okay, check the guide to make sure it's there. Making sure the head is upright. Body position nice and straight. 2 comes back to 1. Okay, we lose that little bit at the front, lose a little, pick up a little. Once again, guys, only cutting between the fingertip and the first knuckle, yeah? Okay, because this was taken in relation to the graduation, yeah? So I based my graduation off the head shape and the length on top. Yeah, I did not go in and say, I'll give this a go and see what happens. Alright? I looked at the hairstyle and said,
Actual density in there, that the hair just needs a little, see? That's all it needed.
sideburn area here. So what I've done to really reinforce that little bit of weight, that little bit of strength, is really just take it in with the shape up first of all. Very, very simply. Scoop out that little bit of weight there. Once that's complete, then we're going to close it. Work it right underneath where it was open. I'm going to close the guard. I'll close it. Back in then with 0.5.
Yeah. Or just square layer it to there. And
now
then
what really is going to help us with the taper, guys, blend into the top is a little bit of scissor comb that we do from where the number 2 was right on into the top there.
sick.
So I'm going to pick up little bits, haven't really completely dried the top just yet. Again, same thing like we were doing yesterday, just breaking everything up.